Hello everyone, my name is Laela Safitri and my study number is A1C021092.
Hello, my name is Gendis Prabawati and my study number is A1C021044.
Hello everyone, please introduce myself. My name is Awit Mulyaningtyas. My study number is A1C021061.
Hello, my name is Desti Safitri, with student number is A1C021081.
Hello everyone, my name is Bilkissalsabila, student number A1C021092.
So now here I'm going to tell you about definition and how to use passive voice simple past tense. Okay, for the first is definition. Passive voice is a passive construction occurs when you make the object of an action into the subject of a sentence. That is, whoever or whatever is performing the action is not the grammatical subject of the sentence. The passive voice is used to show interest in the person or object that experiences an action rather than the person or object that performs the action. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. For example, the house was built in 1654, which means we are interested in the house, not in who built it. Simple past tense is a sentence that is used to express an event that happened in the past and finished or ended in the past as well. So the past tense is used when you talk in the present about past activities. Passive voice simple past tense is a sentence that shows the subject doing an activity where the incident was carried out in the past. We use past simple passive for action or events that happened in the past like yesterday, last week, last month, last year, or in 2010. Unlike the past perfect passive, there is no specific point in the past. In such statement, we focus attention of the person or thing affected by the action when the subject is unknown, unclear, or irrelevant. For example, Alda repaired the car, and the sentence becomes the car was repaired by Alda. And Charleston invented the light bulb, and the sentence becomes the light bulb was invented by Charleston. In these examples, the focus is on the effect of the past action. It is not important who performed the action. We use past simple passive with the same meaning as past simple in the active voice, except for the fact that past simple passive makes the focus on the effect or the object rather than subject of an action. Okay, for the next step is how to use passive voice simple past tense. Passive voice simple past tense is used to describe events in the past where the subject did the action or the object was the subject of the action. Okay, so this is my explanation about definition and how to use passive voice simple past tense, and we will go to the next material. Thank you.
Okay guys, I'm here to review a little more about passive voice simple past tense. Yeah, as described earlier, passive voice is a sentence whose subject is subject to an activity or action. And simple past tense is a sentence that is used to express an event that happened in the past and finished or ended in the past as well. Next, I will explain in more detail about passive voice simple past tense. Passive sentences are formed from active sentence by making the subject in active sentence as object in passive sentence and vice versa. If the passive sentence in the simple present tense use the auxiliary verb is or are. Different from the passive voice in the simple past tense is formed by auxiliary verb was or were. For the was is used in the singular subject, that is I, she, he, and it. While the word were is used in the plural subject, that is you, we, and they. So it can be concluded that passive voice simple past tense is a sentence that shows the subject doing an activity where the incident was carried out in the past, which in the passive voice simple past tense there is the use of the auxiliary verb was or were, where was is used for singular subject and while were is used for plural subject. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to explain about the formula for passive voice, especially simple past tense. Okay, first is the positive sentence. As we know, in active voice, simple past tense has a formula. The formula is subject plus verb to plus object or subject plus was were plus object. But in passive voice, the object that is in the active voice will be changed to the subject when it is in the passive voice. And the focus in passive voice is the object. What happened with the object? So, the formula for passive voice is subject plus was were plus verb 3. Next, for negative sentence in active voice is subject plus did not plus verb 1 plus object or subject plus was were plus not plus object. So the negative sentence for passive voice is subject plus was were plus not plus verb 3. And the last is the interrogative sentence. The formula for interrogative sentence in the active voice is did plus subject plus verb 1 plus object plus question mark or was were plus subject plus object plus question mark. Meanwhile, for the formula of interrogative sentence in passive voice is was were plus subject plus verb 3.
Okay, so here I'm gonna next explain about application of the passive voice. The passive voice is commonly used in scientific, academic, and newspaper writing. In passive voice, the subject of the sentence has the verb's action performed on it. When we have performed a lab experiment and we're writing about it, in passive voice, in general, the subject of the sentence is not a person. In scientific, the person or object performing the action is usually removed. For example, the procedure was repeated until there was certainty regarding the result. The problems encountered by the patient were caused by the bacteria. The subject of the first sentence is the procedure, and the procedure performed by the action repeated until there was certainty regarding the result. And this also applies to the second sentence where the problem is the subject and is performed by the action encountered by the patient were caused by the bacteria. And for the unscientific is a sentence using the active voice. The subject of the sentence performs the action described in the verb. For example, I did this experiment several times. Each time I got the same result. After the last time I was convinced that I was right. The new bacteria must have caused all the problems we found in our patient. The subject for the first sentence is I, and I is performing the action by did this experiment several times. The subject for the last sentence is the new bacteria, and the new bacteria is performing the action by caused all the problems that found in patients. The active voice is direct, clear, and concise. The passive voice is indirect, but sometimes it is useful to emphasize the research instead of the researcher. So instead of committing to one or the other, could active or passive voice rest in which part of the sentence you wish to emphasize.
morning, viewers. You are watching Unsur Headline News with me, Bilkis, bringing you the latest news for today. The news came from the United Kingdom regarding flooding. There has been a massive flood that has engulfed towns and the villages in the UK after being hit by a major storm in recent weeks. The area that experienced severe flooding was the Hereford area, because of which was the overflow River Wye due to extreme rainfall brought by Hurricane Dennis. As a result of this storm, the roads, houses, and several business centers were flooded. There have been 3 confirmed victims and 55-year-old woman still missing in the Temporary area on Sunday. That's all the news for today. I'm Bilkis. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Let's review what the passive voice simple past tense is from the previous news text. As a result of this storm, the roads, houses, and several business centers were flooded.
The other passive sentences are also found in the news text. There are
There has been a massive flood that has engulfed towns and the villages in the UK after being hit by a major storm in recent weeks. Extreme rainfall brought by Hurricane Dennis.
Okay guys, so next we will give some example for passive voice simple past tense. The first is positive sentence. We have an active sentence and the sentence is she called me every day after that. We know the formula of active sentence is subject plus verb to plus object. It means she is subject, called is verb to, and me is object. From the active sentence, we change it into passive voice simple past tense. Becomes I was called every day by her after that incident. We know the formula of passive voice simple past tense is a subject plus was or were plus verb 3. It means I for subject, was for was were, called for verb 3. Thank you.
Okay, for the next example, in a positive sentence, we have an active sentence and the sentence is we cleaned our house yesterday. We know that formula in simple past tense is subject plus verb to plus object. So in the sentence, we as a subject, cleaned as verb to, and house as object. The sentence becomes our house was cleaned yesterday. It is because we must change the subject in active voice to be the subject in passive voice, and we know the formula of passive voice is subject plus was or were plus verb 3.
Okay, next example. So we have an active sentence from simple past tense and the sentence is I bought these shoes yesterday. We know the formula of simple past tense in active voice is subject plus verb to plus object. So in the sentence, I as subject, bought as verb to, shoes as object. Because the focus of passive voice is the object, so we must change the object in active voice to be the subject in passive voice. The formula of passive voice is subject plus was were plus verb 3. So the sentence is This shoes was bought by me yesterday.
Okay, for the second negative sentence in passive voice, we have their homework wasn't finished 1 hour ago. So passive voice usually has the format of subject plus with or where plus not and plus verb 3. Here we have their homework as subject was plus not and finished as verb 3. In active voice, this sentence will be they didn't finish their homework 1 hour ago. They as subject didn't finish as verb 2 and their homework as object.
The example for interrogative sentence. Simple past tense is, did he finish homework? And then change to passive voice, so sentence becomes, was homework finished by him? Let's see the formula. In simple past tense, the formula is did plus subject plus verb 1 plus object and question mark. In passive voice sentence, the formula becomes was plus object plus verb 3 plus by plus subject and question mark.